We received an invite for a very special in-person citizenship ceremony, and I want to share this unique experience with you. There are a few things that are special about this event. First, it takes place in an unusual setting, in Ontario Science Centre. Second, this ceremony is organized by the Institute of Canadian Citizenship, who has added their special spice into designing this enhanced citizenship ceremony. When we arrived at the site, one thing we saw almost immediately is a dozen of tables set up and a buffet with a light breakfast. Anastasia, who attended an in-person ceremony almost 10 years ago, could feel this event was different from what we saw. What makes this ceremony so special? Well, before the official proceedings begin, citizens-to-be gather for round-table discussions. Here, they share their thoughts and feelings about being in Canada, their pathway, and what it means to call this country home. Hearing all these stories from the round tables was really emotional and inspirational. I had a doctor from Palestine and a banker from Nigeria at my table, and both shared their challenges of getting equivalency and finding a job in Canada. They've also shared stories of how they persevered and started a business in Canada as a result.
I say congratulations to all of us, and today will be the beginning of the new things, and we just need to sit down and look at what our right is and what the opportunities we need to look into and make Canada our home, because I can see from this very moment it is the real home we need to belong to. Thank you, everyone.
There were also friends and family at the ceremony, and here is what a born Canadian had to say about his takeaways from the round tables.
It's not so much easy life. You still have to come to Canada and work and etc. and schooling and all those sort of things, but from where they come from, you do a lot for a lot less, and you don't get appreciated as much, whereas you come here, you get really appreciated and you get valued and honored for your certain duties and whatnot. So
I wish we had a little bit more time to chat with grandmother about the history of round tables, because I think this is such an amazing way to go back to Canada's roots and bring people together and have them share their stories and celebrate this big milestone. The enhanced citizenship ceremony doesn't just focus on newcomers. It also highlights the importance of Canada's First Nations history and culture.
As we gather together and we think about citizenship, I also want you to think about sovereignty. And we as sovereign nations in this country have a nation-to-nation agreement with all Canadians and Canada. As sovereign nations, we identify as First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. And when we come and we speak, we are responsible for connecting the past, the present, and the future. Our words, our ceremonies come from our ancestors. And it is our duty and responsibility to welcome you in a good way, with a good heart and a good mind. So as I look around at the great diversity here today, I want you to know that our island is big. It is not just Kanata, which means village. It is the entire North American continent. That is our home. And so when you become a Canadian citizen, you also become a treaty partner. A treaty partner means that we have a relationship built on respect that you are responsible for. So this is your opportunity to get to know who we are. And no matter where you travel across this great island, you are walking on the shoulders of our ancestors. We are holding you up, teaching you about strength and resilience. You see, they're buried in the earth, and the earth opens her arms to receive you when your life walk is done. And treat the earth kindly. It is our home, individually and collectively. And so we're responsible for leaving it better than when we came, ideally, because there are many who are going to come after us, and they deserve all of the beauty and the food and the shelter that we have enjoyed.
As we celebrate becoming Canadian citizens, let's also remember to honor the land and the Indigenous peoples who have called it home for generations. Once the round tables were complete, the actual citizenship ceremony started with opening words from the judge and an inspirational video about what it means to be Canadian. And the next moment, the entire room cheers in joy and happiness as they are pronounced Canadian citizens. I remember how I felt during my online ceremony last year. But believe me when I say no online experience compares to sharing this milestone with dozens of other people from different walks of life who've worked hard for their dreams. Hearing their stories, seeing their tears of joy, and sharing this moment with them is an experience I hope every new Canadian citizen gets to experience in person. Canada is not perfect, and one of the things we've always said is that Canada is great in attracting new immigrants, but it's not doing a whole lot to foster inclusion and help newcomers feel like they're truly home. Turns out, this is exactly why non-profit organizations like Institute for Canadian Citizenship exist. These are the guys who make events like the one in this video happen all over Canada, even in the most remote areas like Nunavut. I think this enhanced citizenship ceremony is a memorable celebration for a new Canadian, offering a unique opportunity to reflect on what it means to be an active and engaged citizen. You may have heard of these guys if you've used a Canoe app. They also stand behind reports like the Leaky Bucket or Two-Way Street, which exist to share insights about Canadian citizenship and inclusion. We actually used some of their reports in our videos to bring some of their insights to you guys. The Institute of Canadian Citizenship is a non-profit organization founded by the 26th Governor-General of Canada, Adrienne Clarkson, and John Ralston Saul. This organization is dedicated to fostering a sense of belonging and inclusion for all Canadians. My personal favorite is the Canoe app, formerly known as the Cultural Access Pass. It's a completely free initiative funded by the organization. Every new Canadian citizen can download this app and get a free or discounted access to dozens of museums, cultural events all around Canada. My personal favorite is free federal and provincial parks access across Canada. So if you're into hiking or camping like I am, I highly recommend you take advantage of it. Canoe membership is offered to new Canadian permanent residents in their first 5 years of receiving a Canadian PR, and to new Canadian citizens in the first 12 months of their citizenship. Recently, they've also started offering this to international students. All you need to do is download the app and scan your official residency or citizenship document to qualify. And so, as we conclude this special ceremony, we carry with us not only our new citizenship, but also a deeper understanding of what it means to be part of this diverse and welcoming nation. I want to give a huge shout out to the team putting together this enhanced ceremony all over Canada. It's a group of dedicated professionals passionate about their work and about helping more newcomers truly feel like home. Their energy and drive to make Canada more inclusive is truly contagious, and I hope this video transmits some of that energy to you as well. If you are anticipating your own citizenship ceremony in the near future, make sure to check out the full breakdown of the citizenship ceremony I did online here. Thank you for sharing this experience with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.